So this video is about me and my quitting drugs and how I've coped with it so far and what I've done so far. So I'll start by saying I've been about 2 or maybe 2.5 months since I took drugs. Now, for the first 2 or 3 weeks I was in a really bad mood. Felt pretty down, felt pretty angry all the time. Could never get to sleep. And then when I did get to sleep, I'd either sleep for 14 hours at a time or 2 hours at a time. Like, the first few weeks was like that. I still had intense cravings for drugs. I had a lot of like nihilistic thought, a lot of sort of like everything's pointless except drugs and going crazy. It was a very weird period, was the first few weeks. I found that after about 1.5 months I was starting to regain some sort of reality, some sort of grip on reality. Now, I know I could blow myself on a load of drugs and feel fucking wonderful. Like, I'm not going to lie and pretend that drugs don't make you feel good. They do. That's the reason people get addicted to them. But, yeah, I said that I didn't get addicted to them, but I sort of think I did get a little bit addicted to them. So, yeah, I basically overcame that with the first few weeks of just going mental. I barely ate, I barely spoke to people, became socially withdrawn, anxious and paranoid for quite a few weeks, which is upsetting, but it happened and such is life. Got an emotional side very slightly, and I couldn't let it out, but I let it out, and I think that's part of the withdrawal process. Is you don't feel your emotions, you just cage them. So I've let them out a little bit, and now I'm letting them out as much as I can, basically. Letting them out properly. At one point, about maybe 2 months in, so yeah, maybe, I think 2 weeks ago it was, from this date now, I basically said to myself, I'm done with this, I'm bored as fuck, I'm gonna quit taking drugs, I'm gonna start quit taking drugs, should I say. I'm going to start taking drugs again. I'm fucking sick of this. I ended up ordering 30 modafinil online the other day. They arrived about 4 or 5 days ago. And by the time they arrived, I didn't want them anymore. I'd realised I didn't need them. So I've kind of got 30 modafinils laying around, essentially for no fucking reason. Like, so yeah, one of the things I reckon a lot of people probably do is buy drugs in anticipation they're going to take them. I think it's fortunate for me that I didn't have instant access to modafinil, because if I'd have been able to buy it on the day, I'd have taken it and that would have been my cycle gone. The fact that it arrived about a week from when I ordered it is what stopped me from taking them. So now I've got 30 modafinil laying around, and I don't want to sell them, I don't want to be involved in drugs anymore, and I don't want to take them. I don't want to give them away because I don't want to involve other people in drugs, especially if they're not used to it, or some of the people I've given drugs to, I feel like they take my drugs because they like me or they trust me, which is nice, but it doesn't help them to just take drugs for acceptance. A few people I know do take drugs to be accepted by other people, or do rebellious stuff because people enjoy it rather than for their own sake. So I don't know, when giving away drugs, it's a hard decision, I guess. Now, yeah, it's been hard, just, I don't know, sort of finding stuff to do. Like, my levels of enjoyment went down immensely. I mean, everything just became unpleasant. I thought of one thing to do and did the next, because after 5 minutes I became bored of it, and it wasn't the stimulation I wanted. I'd have recurring thoughts of suicide and thoughts of worthlessness constantly. And that's pretty horrible. I mean, it doesn't sound so bad when I think about it, because I'm in a good place right now. I'm pretty happy right now. So on reflection, it's perfectly fine that happened. But at the time, it was absolutely awful. Like, I'd play on my Visual Boy Advance or my PS1 emulator on my laptop for about 10-20 minutes and decide that there was no point playing the game and I was done with the game. I'd go around to someone's house and talk to them, and I'd be sat talking to them and think, why did I come here? Oh well, I might as well stay here for another 3 hours because there's nothing else to do. and I pretty much compromised a lot of myself for other people and for the sake of not feeling like I had anything to gain from life. So yeah, there were some pretty severe effects from withdrawing from drugs, but I managed to overcome it by supplementing my drug addiction with 2 new addictions. Now, I got back into exercise, first of all, which made me feel a lot better. Got back into doing my martial arts on my own, running, swimming. In fact, next month I'll be doing a 60-mile run, hopefully. Not sure if I'll be able to complete it, because you've got to do 60 miles within 18 hours, I think it is. And for those of you who've done a marathon, just I think that's 25, 26 miles. Just imagine what it'd be like to do just a bit over double that distance. And you limit it to 18 hours, so you literally have to be pretty beastly to do it. Now, a lot of people think, oh, you know, I could do that, that's easy, you know, just keep running for 16 hours, I'll be able to do that. You think that until you actually do it. It's like, for the first 8 or 9 hours it'll be hard. Yeah. For the next 6 or 7 hours after those first 8 or 9 hours, your brain will be telling you can't do it, and you'll be thinking to yourself that your body's gonna fucking collapse. It's not that it's difficult, it's that it's really, really fucking difficult. It's phenomenally hard, because it's your brain and your body that are challenged here. You have to be physically and mentally in shape for it. But I've decided to run that run on the advice of my mother, and because I want to do it, I want to have a goal to strive forward. So having that goal and having exercise as my new form of addiction is helping me, and also the exercise generically is helping me. I feel better now when I wake up on a morning, because I've got something to wake up for. That's the goal part of it. But also all the exercise has made me just feel better. I feel like my body's more alive, my brain's working better, circulation of the air is better. Everything. I just feel more awake, more alive, like I could run a marathon. And I could run a damn marathon right now. Not sure if I could run the 60 miles right now. Although tomorrow I will be trying to run about 40 something miles at once. Just to see where I'm at, basically. So yeah, the first thing I replaced my drug addiction and my drug use with was exercise. And that's helped me phenomenally. The second thing I did was eat more. I don't know if that's because of the exercise, because you know, my body probably needs more because it's doing more, or if that's maybe just like a replacement for drugs. Either way, I'm absolutely fine with both of these new addictions, because they're both quite helpful to me. Like, the more I eat, the more weight I'll put on, and the more I'll repair my muscles, and the more exercise I do, the more I'll need to eat to do that as well, and the better shape I'll be in, provided I don't overdo it, in which case I'll fuck myself up a lot. So yeah, basically got over the first mental barriers of things feeling worthless and pointless by just continuing going drug free. I managed to say no to the modafinil that I got for myself, which was, it's basically a waste of purchase now, but such is life. I'd rather have it staring at me doing nothing than me take it. And yeah, I mean, I've moved forward with this exercise and dieting, so yeah, I've nearly overcome it now. I'm going to give it a few more months of this exercise, and I think I'll be pretty much over it. Another few things that have happened since I've stopped I've become better at sort of being more selfish, I guess. Like, I don't take as much crap. I don't complain about stuff that I can't get or can't do. I generally just either accept that I can't get these things or I can't do these things, or instead of complaining and wasting my time talking to friends about how the world's done me hard and how everything's so bad, I just get the fuck on with it. Like, for example, with this exercise, this race isn't going to run itself. I have to put a lot of effort into it. Now, I can sit here and talk to my friends about all this effort I'm going to put in, and then what will happen is it'll come to race day and I'll have done no training whatsoever, and I'll probably give up after 10 miles and feel like shit, and I'll come back here and tell everyone how I could have done it. Now that's not helpful at all. So instead, what I will do is just do it. When people ask me what I'm doing, I'll say I'm busy, and if they're really bugging me, I'll just ignore them and continue, because what I'm doing is quite serious. So yeah, it's motivated me to do more in my life. Getting off drugs and having this goal has motivated me to do more. So yeah, I guess this update is on me quitting drugs is just to say how I'm doing quite well, and the things that I've done and gone through somewhat in order to get over the addiction, and yeah, how I'm coping with it, which is phenomenally well. So yeah, for anyone who's got problems with drug addiction, my recommendation is to just ignore what your brain says about you need drugs, or life's not worth it and everything's meaningless. That might go on for a long time. Accept it. Just let it be. Don't do too much for the first 4 weeks or so. Just accept that and just try and keep yourself off the drugs. After that, you know, start doing more physically. Get into your exercise. Get your body repairing itself. Get it used to doing real things again, sober. Now, that's quite helpful. Eat well. You know, eat well. And keep yourself motivated to do other things. Replace your need for drugs with something else. Find a passion and develop it. That's all I've got to say, really. So, yeah, thanks for watching my video about my drug addiction, and sort of a little bit of advice of how to get on with your drug addiction and get over it. Thank you very much.